So now in the following of our login project in Django, I'm going to continue with the login.html. So in the last part, we managed to complete the home.html and base.html. Also added some lines to settings.py in order to configure a project. Also, we added some URLs to our urls.py and we completed here. So now we're going to complete login.html and test our code to see if it works well. So here, instead of our templates registration folder login.html, I'm going to add the main template for writing our HTML codes. So right here, as you can see, we have extends base.html, which is the general form of our templates. And then we have block title. So here I've named it login. And then we're going to write our code here inside of the block content. So first of all, what we're going to do is to add the head h1 tag, h1, and here we're going to write login form. Login page or login form doesn't really make a difference. And then I'm going to use CSRF token for, as always, for the forms. Remember that we had it before inside of our project for the classmates. So again, we're going to have this and we're going to use CSRF and underline token. We also need to have 2 persons over CSRF token. By the way, before that, we need to also have the form related to posting the data of the user. So we have the form tag, form here, and also we have the method. So the method is equals to post. Now we're going to close the tag, and that's it. So here we're going to have a name for the form. Actually, we don't need it, so here we should write our form. So we should also place the CSRF token inside of this form. We should add the built-in form that is prepared for Django. So we have form.asp. So form.asp underline. So this is a built-in form for a login, and you don't need to write anything for the login form. You don't need to write any HTML code, because once you write form.asp, it's going to create the form for the login, and this is already built by Django. So if you want to add any specific style to this code, I'm going to explain this later in this tutorial, but right now let us continue and create a button for our form. So we need to create a button in order to say login, so that once the user clicks on that button, then the user will be logged in if the data is correct. So here I'm going to add the button tag, button, and here I'm going to write type equals submit, and then I'm going to close the tag and here write login. So there we go, we have our form ready, and now probably I think that's it for creating the login form. This is the simplest login form that we can create. So we're going to first test the functionality of this login form, and then we're going to add the styles. By the way, now that we have our home.html and we have urls.py, instead of a settings.py, for the login redirect URL, we can add home URL, home, and also here we can add home. So let's save this. And now, first of all, let's check if we have our own project up and running correctly, and then we'll use a super user in order to have a user to log in. Or we can create the super user first and then continue. So let's first create a super user. To do that, we can write python manage.py create super user, And so we're probably having an error, so let's see what that error is. And this is related to our URLs. Template view has no attributes as views, so it's probably a problem in the way that we've written this code. So the problem is we don't have views, we have as view. So let me fix this here. It's just a question of s. So now, as you can see, it's been corrected. So let me save this. And now we should be good to go. So as you can see, it worked. And now the terminal is asking us for a username, right? So let me add. So if I leave it blank, it will add my name, Mohammed, or I can add another name. So here I can say, for example, James. And then it's gonna ask me the email address. I can say james@gmail.com. So it's an arbitrary email. We can add your real email. And now it's going to ask me for a password. So make sure you write something strong. So also remember it, because it's going to ask you for the confirmation. So here I'm going to write some kind of password. Also, I'm going to repeat the process. So as you can see, super user has been created successfully. So now I can run python manage.py run server. And now the project is up and running. So let's see how it works. And as you can see, our project works. This is the home page, and it says you're not logged in, please log in to continue. So let's click on the login page. And now it has my default user and password. I'm going to add our super user username and password. So here I should add my password. So now let's log in, and as you can see, we've successfully logged in, and it says you're logged in as James. So this is the username. Remember, we had user.username, and this is the username that we have. So you are logged in. So if I click on log out, again, you can see that we're not logged in. So it says that you should log in to continue. So we press on the link, click on the link, and we can again get into our login form. So again, all right, James, so I'm going to continue. And as you can see, everything works very well. We have no problem. And we have our login application up and running. So now let's go to our admin page and imagine that, okay, we are a super user, but we want to add some users who do not have the capability to access the admin page, but they can log into our website. So we are the super administrator, but we want to add other people who can log into our web page. So I can write admin here, and as you can see, I'm redirected to admin. It says welcome, James. And the reason I am logged in here is because I am logged in inside the main website. So if I go back and log out, and now I use the admin URL, so it's going to show me this login page for the Django administration. So here I can enter James, and here I can write the password. I can log in, and here, as you can see, we have two options, groups and users. So I can click on the link add. So here I can add another user. As you can see, we have a form for sign up, which we're going to create later for our project. But for now, let's use this in order to add other users. So for example, I'm going to add Anna, and password, I can add another password. And now I can save this. So as you can see, we have another user saved inside of our uh, user list. I can add as many other users as I want inside of here, and they're going to be saved inside of my database. So now let's go back to our URL. So you're logged in as James. Let me log out and let me press login. Again, here I'm going to enter Anna and then the password related to that. And I'm going to log in. As you can see, it says you're logged in as Anna. And then I can log out. So once again, I press login and I try again with James and his password. I log in and I'm logged in as James. So we can do this process and add as many users as you want. You can also add a new form for the users so that they can do this by themselves. So there are times that you don't want to let the users to sign up. You want to add them by yourself. So in those conditions, you don't need to add any sign up form, and the login form will suffice and be enough. But there are times that you want the user to sign up by themselves or register to the website by themselves, like most of the websites, and the users are able to log in by themselves. So this type of login page, which is just login and not sign up, is good for organizations, for some kind of specific organizations that they're going to give the authentication by themselves, and the users cannot sign up by themselves, maybe because there are some specific data that they don't want to show to the public. There are also some websites that, like most of the public websites, that they want the users to sign up by themselves, register, and then they will be able to log in because their data is already stored in the database. So that's it for this part of our tutorials. In the next one, we're going to add some styles to our login form, and then we're going to continue with the registration form.